Hey folks, before this content, the true content of this video starts, I just wanted to say a few things. You're going to notice that the audio quality, video quality, editing quality, everything is all over the place. I'm still relatively new to this whole notion of YouTube videos or video creation content. I'm a long ways from being an expert on how to put a quality video together. So this is an apology up front if you notice suddenly the sound jumps a bunch. Hopefully I'll learn. In the meantime, I do hope you enjoy this. It's going to be a series of videos that we're putting together to talk about what it takes to produce honey, to get it onto your table. So without further ado, let the video begin. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm recording and that the volume is working. So this is going to be the first of a series of videos where I'm going to take you from spring, I believe today is March 25th, when we really start working the bees and get them ready for the honey flow, which doesn't start around here until late May, early June. I called this series Hive to Table. Don't know how many episodes it's going to be, don't know how often I'll be able to do it, but I know many of you really have asked me and want to learn more about beekeeping and what goes into making honey. And I think videos like this are also important because, you know, my wife and I do everything we can to ensure that we have top quality honey and to send that message to you, the consumer. We do moisture testing, we look at color. We're going to start this year actually measuring the pollen in our honey. But how do you really know that you're getting a quality product? Well, I think the answer ultimately is you have to trust your beekeeper. So part of this is building trust with you, from you to me, the beekeeper. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this series. I'll always be looking forward to your feedback and comments, what more you'd like to learn or what I can do differently. Okay, well, I've opened up the first box, and actually this has a little bit of encouragement. That's a good sign that there are bees in there. I'm in full regalia because I'm pretty confident these bees are not going to be in a good mood. And I don't have any smoke. Couldn't find my smoker this spring. So anyways, first step, there's some bees in the top box. Well, there are a lot of dead bees in the bottom of this box, but it's good that they're at the bottom of the box. So it's typical for bees to die off. More died than I want to, but I'm actually taking this as a pretty good sign since they're at the bottom of the box and not dead in the comb. Okay, so even though there are some obviously bees there, there's no queen, and even if there was a queen, there's not near enough bees to keep this a viable colony. So this is a dead out. Rats. That's a little better. So for one thing, if you've noticed, I've switched to a full bee suit. I've already got my first sting for the season, which is a good thing. It's been probably 4 months since the last time I was stung. As a beekeeper, or a human, doesn't have to be a beekeeper, the more you get stung, the less your body reacts to it. So it's important to get stung every once in a while. And if you don't, then you have a chance of becoming hypersensitive to bee stings. But I'm not going to open this one up again. It was a double story. I've reduced it down to one. This is called the Enel hive system. It's plastic, it's insulated. I found the queen, the brood bundle, the bee bundle was very small. There was no brood, but not surprising this time of year. They haven't started brooding up yet. I fed them about a gallon of thin syrup, and I put on these protein patties. This might be the wrong thing to do. Hoping that it's not necessarily going to stimulate them on their own, this directly, but if they do decide that they want to start raising larvae, there's some protein in there for them to do it. It's a very small cluster of bees, but I found the queen, so this is my first queen right colony. And for those of you interested, I really like this Enel. Swapping the top to the bottom is another thing that I did. It was so easy here. Maybe a different one when I'm in it. I'll show it to you, but not this one. So I'm in the process of tearing this colony down. Even though it looked promising, you can see there's still bees on the front. There's no queen inside. Without a queen, this colony is lost. So what am I doing with the bees? I'm shaking them into that colony. At least they'll find a new home, or I'll just let them fly to a new home. Well, hello again, everybody. This is another day after yesterday's video shoot. Guess you could call it a prologue to what I shot yesterday. And I'm doing it because I kind of didn't cover near as much ground yesterday as I wanted to. And there's two reasons for that. As I pan around, hopefully you can just see how muddy it is. That's all the tracks I left trying to get my car unstuck yesterday. I'm going to have to replant that. That didn't do the clover much good. But the other is I was not finding very many live colonies. It was very disappointing. Most years I overwinter successfully about 70% of my colonies, and this year there were 5 with queens in them, and one is very doubtful it's going to make it through. So anywhere you see a brick on its edge, that colony is dead. Nothing in there, or at least no queen, which is as good as a dead colony. I put 22 colonies into the winter last year, and right now it looks like I will be lucky if I won't even have 20% made it through winter. Depressing, very depressing. I can recover, and we'll talk about that a little bit, but it's going to cost money to do it, and it just really hits home that I have to do better. So let's start with what I think went wrong. Well, I pushed the bees real hard last fall because I was getting a great honey crop, and it's really important to treat bees for mites, Varroa destructor mite it's called. And I did that in August, but then I usually follow up in September and October with a cleanup treatment, and I did not do that last year. So that's one thing. Until I start really going into the dead colonies and do a colony autopsy on them, I won't know for sure what happened. There's plenty of food. They didn't starve. The winter was hard, but it doesn't matter whether it's this enamel insulated hive or the wood body. You know, the enamel, it's not like a large percentage of the enamel made it through and the wood didn't. So that tells me very clearly it's not a temperature dependent thing. The enamel colonies have a 6X, R6, 6R, whatever, insulation. So, you know, about like your house is insulated, somewhere in that area. So I don't think it's the extreme weather that did it. I think it's the viruses or the mites that transmit the viruses. I had sick bees. I'm pretty sure that's what did it, but we'll find out. So what am I going to do? Well, you saw yesterday, you know, the ones that are alive, trying to get them to grow as quickly as possible. Then I'll make splits from them. The subsequent splits, the daughter colonies, will not be near as productive as a parent colony. Probably get half as much of honey. So if I was to get 100 pounds off of a parent colony, I'll probably get 50 pounds off of a daughter colony. So but it's better than zero. I'm buying in packages of bees. That's about this year I'm paying $140 per package. I'm getting 10, so there's $1,400 that I'm going to have to spend that I otherwise wouldn't have had to. And then I found another gentleman that's going to sell me some more mature colonies, a little bit more money, about $300 a piece, so more than twice as much, but they will produce more honey. So I will get them in a couple of weeks, get them going and growing and boosting, and I'll make splits from them as well to build back my colony numbers. So yeah, that's kind of where we're looking at, not the positive, cheery, happy video that I was really hoping to put together, but reality. Yeah, I put the blame squarely on me. It's you know, I've heard rumors read about rumors that there's something going around killing a lot of bees this winter. Okay, fine, dandy. But if we just say, well, I'm no better than anybody else, or it's nature's fault, or whatever, it's very difficult to make improvements. Always have been that way. I always put the blame squarely on myself, even sometimes when it isn't. So, trying to figure out how to get out of this video. There's really no good way to end it. But, yeah. Well, I guess we'll end it this way. The good news is I have plenty of drawn comb. I have lots of feed to get these colonies packages started when they come in, so it's not like I'm starting from zero, but I'm definitely not starting where I wanted to. All right, that's it. Well, I guess we're going to have to call this segment the epilogue to the epilogue. I just got off the phone with Dr. Judy Wu Smart, who is the head of the bee lab at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And I've talked to a few other beekeepers that I know as well. It unfortunately appears that the rumor of unusually high number of colony losses is true. According to Judy, I think she said 68% of the bees throughout the United States have been lost, so we're talking 1 million plus colonies. But that also means 42% of the colonies did survive, and my survival rate is less than 20%. So that doesn't mean I'm okay, or at least average with everybody else. So it's still something to look into. But I wanted to really talk about what does this mean for you, the consumer of honey. Are prices going to go up? I don't know. I know all of my input costs have been going up consistently for the last 4 years since the epidemic, and I've not raised my prices, so I have to think about price adjustments anyways. I think another thing that you should be concerned about, especially if you're buying honey at a large or at a grocery store, is the quality of the honey that's going to be in there. For me, if I can't produce my own honey, I'm not going to sell any honey. And I think probably most local beekeepers are going to be the exact same way. I'm not going to buy honey off the commodity market and just put it into my bottle and say, voila, Country Road Bee Honey. And I'm just, for the least the beekeepers that I know, they have the same idea. But as a consumer, it's probably going to be all the more important for you to know your beekeeper and that they have the same value system, the same love of honey, the same desire for pure quality product that my wife and I do here at Country Road Bees. I have no idea what's going to, how much honey I'm going to have come June, July, and August, other than less than what I was planning on having. So keep following along. I know you're supposed to say hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and all that good stuff. If you want to, please do, at least as new videos come out. You'll be notified. I do plan on continuing to watch progress of my recovery. If you find that sort of content enjoyable, and please do follow along. Leave your comments below. If you're a beekeeper, I'd really like to know how your survival is doing, and I sure hope you are doing better than I did. Let me know in the comments. Other than that, we'll see you next time, folks. Take care.